All right, so here I'm going to demonstrate getting demographic information as well as comments about the sorting from the JSON file into an Excel file because I love Excel. So here is my config for this particular study, and again I followed pretty much the setup that Sean had in the download in settings for the config, and then I just adapted my question. So here is where they begin. Here's the age. They enter the birth year, right? And then sex, male or female, and then I ask them if they're actually a college student and then ask them year. And so we have to kind of decode what this looks like because this is what it looks like in the JSON file. So this is, I think I'm on maybe 58 or something out of 92 at this point. So here are the comments, right? Here's some codes. I don't know what they mean necessarily. And then I think it has something to do with duration, because DUR. But here we have our year. So this is the birth year. Then this is male or female. 1 is male. 0 is female because it's 0, 1, right? Nobody refused. And then over next we have the college student. So these are all ones. And then we have freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, grad. And this is the spacing, not a freshman, not a sophomore. This person is a junior, not a senior, not a grad. And then 1 is our major, which looks like it's actually STEM, because I believe it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other. So, and I have a number of 6s. I think they're actually health professions people, but I'm not 100% sure. They could be just people who don't identify their major within any of these categories. So then I set up my spreadsheet, and here we have, right, the number. This is just from, right, our factor matrix from the analyses. I've just put it into, oh no, it's still in my KenQ. So this is my final solution, right? So this was just factor loadings. This is how it's set up. And then I just added some additional demographic information I'm going to get right from here. And then some comments. So literally I have just been going through by hand. But you know, when you think about entering sorts by hand, this is like no more complicated than that, that's for sure. Right, so this is the one I've just entered. Here is my next person. They happen to be a 1A person. I had bipolar factor here. So this is a freshman, right? And it's a male. They're a college student. They're a freshman, right? And they are 1, and they have no comments. And so literally I've just been going through and doing this. Now, sometimes there's somebody who have written something, we'll call it profound. So here is a person who is flagged, one of my few people flagged on factor 2. So I'm going to just copy this, and then I also have set up in a different Excel spreadsheet, which is my standard Excel spreadsheet that I use for coming up with all of my concourse and everything. And so you notice that I've been putting in comments. And so, and I have these spacing, so I don't know why I did that. These spacings here in case I wanted to paste in what that statement was or whatever. So I go back to my JSON file here. So this is one of the comments. We just have to be careful about using the arrow keys to move around because we can just, it's easy to just suddenly find yourself lost in a JSON file. And so here is, and we can just copy and paste, right? So here's, I have no worries. And that's pretty much the factor 2. They're not worried, but they'd still prefer face-to-face classes. That's kind of where we are at this point. And whoops, so I've gone too far. And so now I'm just literally copying and pasting. We've already gotten the, I love copy and paste. Copy this comment, put it in my other most, agree, go over here. It's very exciting watching me copy and paste. So, yeah, so they're not going to die, but they'd really prefer face-to-face. Whoops. And so I'm just copying and pasting in here. I'm not copying and pasting every statement, but I'm looking for some exemplars if I was going to do this again. I think that I would actually look for some defining comments first. It's a little harder because I have so many participants in this particular study, far more than I usually have. So, and of course it's always good to save often, save all the time. And so this is the person that I just did, so I want to make sure that I have this person's information. So here we are, right? So 2001, it's another freshman. I teach freshman classes a lot of the time, so, and it's a 1 and no response. So no additional comments. And so this is literally what I've been doing. Again, you have to be careful, but if you get lost, the easiest thing to do really is to come over here. Right, so I can be over here somewhere, right, far over here, and if I hit, oops, oh no, it's like I'm going to do it. I did it a bunch of times, but I can always just come in here and just copy the ID, come over here, and just put it in the search bar. You notice that this is the ID listed, right? And then there's this M4. This just seems to identify it to my particular study, so that it doesn't. So it's not the entire ID that shows up in the JSON file. So that's an important thing, I suppose, to realize. And so this is what I've been doing, primarily watching TV, so male, college student, right? So we don't care about that, just wanted to make sure that people were in fact college students. And then 1, which means that it was probably one of my engineering technology students. Right, here is another factor 2 person, right? So right, oh, apparently the student is on academic probation. So, but they're going to get by. So, and that's the general sense of our people here on factor 2. And so this is, again, what I've been doing, just setting up, right, the system so that you can identify what the codes mean, that's pretty important. And that's pretty much it. It's really pretty simple. You just have to get used to how it works. And that's it.